Hello and welcome back to this how-to guide on GDS Labs software. In this video I would like to show you how to set up a transducer, the settings required in the software. So on screen you can see I have a very simple setup. I've got an 8-channel data logger reading a single transducer. Let me just check that transducer is on channel 1 of our device, and I can see that it is on channel 1 of our 8-channel serial logger. But at the moment, this 25mm displacement transducer I have in my hand, it's currently all the way out, so at the 0 position. If I push it all the way in, it reads 10, which is clearly wrong, and the calibration settings need to be entered. So if I click on Settings, you will see I can enter a device name. I'm going to call this displacement 1, 25mm. And serial number, I'm just going to call it 1234. Now the raw units, this will be the units that the device connected to returns. So it's got the intelligence for understanding what the driver is going to return. So it might be millivolts, it might be counts. In some cases it will be the actual engineering units if that device is already calibrated internally in the firmware. But in this case, basic data acquisition device, it returns millivolts, so there's no option there to change. Now I know that this device outputs up to about 70 something millivolts. So let's put in 70 as an example. And as I click away from the 70, it will set the auto channel full scale used to be the next gain range higher than the value we've got. So as an example, let's just say we're outputting 10 volts. Or even if I just said 9 volts, 9,000 millivolts, it would set that to a 10 volt, the next range up. Now, if we just look at the displacement here, it's currently fully out, so reading 1 millivolt. If I push this transducer all the way in, I'm reading 72 millivolts. So the perfect value to enter in the full scale, either by trial there or from the calibration certificate, is 72, but the only thing that is used for is to set the gain range, the next one higher, if your device has auto gain range as a serial pad does. I hope that made some sense. Now, the red value, the engineering units we want to choose, of course, it's a displacement we're measuring, so we have the option of millimeters. All engineering units within GDS Lab, we try and keep it to one particular unit. So if it's load, it will be kilonewtons. kPa for pressure. Displacement will always be millimeters, never meters, for example, or microns. Number of decimal places, let's make that 3. I think it's very common. You'll see the 3 change there. If I put 2, we'll see 2 decimal places. I think it's pretty sensible for most geotechnical transducers to have a decimal places of 3, and it's a 25mm transducer, so let's have an upper limit of 25, and maybe we'll have a lower limit of minus 25, which is outside of the current range. I mean, perhaps more realistically we might have plus 20 and minus 5. Whatever we want to have, which would cause a software test to stop, and it would halt all control if any one of your transducers went outside of its safety limits. Sensitivity, I'm going to enter the sensitivity as per the calibration certificate, which is 0.342 millimeters per millivolt. Now we can see how that's calculated. 25 millimeters divided by 72 millivolts gives us the sensitivity in this case. Now with that sensitivity, if I now set 0, which will take a reading and enter that reading so that we have 0 here, now I'm going to do what we call a sanity check. I'm going to push my thumb on this displacement transducer to increase the displacement all the way up to the maximum. It should go close to 25 before it's saturated, and you'll see that over 20, if I bring it back down again, over 20, it caused it to stop because it realizes it's at its maximum. So if I remove the upper safety limits, we can see that I can now go fully up to the 25 and down again. Hopefully that explains how you set up each transducer. The next chapter will be how to calibrate a transducer if you don't have the sensitivity on a calibration certificate all ready for you. Thank you very much.